this 13-point victory as you kick off your playoffs campaign?
Well, I'm certainly disappointed with our play in the second half. I thought we really came out and played with a playoff intensity in the first half, only giving up 35 points, and I just really liked our effort and our focus. Second half, we came out, was a little bit sloppy. We weren't getting back well on defense. I think we started taking the game a little bit for granted, and when you do that against San Miguel, you're going to get blown out. So there's a lot that we have to clean up before we can meet San Miguel on even terms.
Coach, this is your second straight conference facing San Miguel in the semis. Can you just weigh in on expectations and what you'd like to ask from your team?
Well, I'm not, we've tried really hard not to focus on San Miguel at this point. We wanted to keep NorthPort right in front of us, and so I haven't really done a lot of study on San Miguel yet. I do know that Benny Boatwright is a tremendous import. And anytime you can get a tremendous import and match them with Jumar, it's a tough mountain to climb. They're scoring in bunches, and they're scoring a lot of points, and they're really dictating the game. So, we're just going to have to try to find a way to make them uncomfortable, and try to do it and do it through 3 games. That's really the bottom line for us. So we have a couple days to now. I don't think we play till Wednesday. We have a couple days to really sink our teeth into them and figure out how we want to proceed.
Thank you, Coach. Jamie, you've been sidelined for 3 games this conference, and since coming back, when I talk to you, you'd always tell me that you're still getting your rhythm, adjusting to your teammates. Yeah. But look at you now, best player of the game in the semis. Where are you now in terms of where else you want to be?
I'm happy it was my first one, but it's the playoffs, so we gotta all step it up. That's sort of the mindset coach has been stressing on us, and for the most part, we got the dub tonight, but like Coach said, we're not really satisfied with the way it ended. Sort of just a test to our discipline, and so we got San Miguel, and we're just getting ready for that now.
Jamie, another question from me. You mentioned Coach saying that you need to improve in some aspects, especially in how the second half ended. From your point of view, from the player's point of view, what are these little adjustments that you'd like to focus on?
Really our defense. Like Coach said, we held them to 35. So I myself was a little disappointed because I really wanted the goal to be holding them to another 35 points, and we sort of let them go over 75 by almost 20 points. So just defensive and just staying focused and locked in on that. I think that's what we got to do.
At this point, we're opening the floor to our friends from the media.
Coach, you touch upon Benny and Junmar. Benny can go outside, Junmar inside. Do you deal with that dilemma? Sort of?
Yeah, it's obviously a dilemma. It's been a dilemma for every team so far. They're like 6-0 or something like that when he's been on the team. So definitely that's something we're going to have to really try to figure out. Benny Boatwright is like Arvin Santos times 2 or times 5 or maybe times 10. That was what made Jumar so great. Oftentimes through those years was having Arvin Santos sitting there on top, keeping defenses honest. So Benny does that even better than Arvin ever did. So it's a dilemma that I think all teams are going to have to figure out, and we're going to try to figure it out. If we can't, then we're not going to win the series.
Jamie, you started the season injured. Also got injured one game. What's the adjustment since that?
I think just after a few games and getting into the speed of things, I think my injury is pretty much back to normal. I've been feeling it out, taking care of it. pretty much majority of the season, and these games now, I think I'm starting to feel a lot better. So yeah.
Coach, last time you faced San Miguel at SEMIS was last conference. A lot has changed.
That was a long time ago, you know, I mean, they had the World Cup, it's like, it seems like that's forever. You know, it's been 6-7 months since we last played them in the semis, so, yeah, I mean, it's always something special when we go against San Miguel, you know, we're like, you know, brothers fighting for the attention of the big bosses, and so, it's a real rivalry. It's not that friendly either, to be honest with you. So, I mean, I've got great relationships with Chris, Ross, and Marshall because of, you know, the Asian games and the Southeast Asian games we played together and stuff. But when it comes down, you know, to it, you know, we're not very friendly when the games start. So I think it's one of the best rivalries in the PBA, is San Miguel versus GINEBRA.
Coach, how about the changes that they made? They acquired Don Troliano and Gerante. How will that change
Well,
the complexion of the series?
They filled out a position that they weren't necessarily deep in. Marshall is really an off guard, playing the small forward position for them oftentimes, and now he gets to go back to his normal position because Don and Tang can play that position for them. So they're getting healthy at the right time. You know, they've been battling injuries. They getting healthy at the right time. So, like I said, they're, in my mind, to even all 4 teams, they're the team to beat.
Question for Jamie. I know Coach Tim Cone earlier said that you guys are trying so hard not to focus on San Miguel while you go up against NorthPort, but just from the game earlier between San Miguel and Riverside, what's your personal takeaway from the team that you're about to face in the semifinals?
They're tough. They got Benny Boatwright. He can score 50 any given night. So I mean, they're really tough. We're not taking them for granted, and we know it's going to be a hell of a series, and pretty much you know, a championship level series. So these are just, you know, the games we want to play and we live to play in. I remember watching them before I was on GINEBRA, and GINEBRA versus San Miguel sort of looked like an all-star game. So we know it's going to be tough, and we're going to try and, you know, do what we can to win the series.
And also it was mentioned earlier that, of course, San Miguel recently has acquired Don Troliano, who's one of the most lethal shooters in today's league. Where's your excitement level at getting to play head-to-head against him in this series?
It'll be a good matchup. He can shoot the ball lights out. We know that playing against him on his old team. He's lit us up before for 30-plus points. So, you know, we know he's a good player. We're gonna see how it turns out. I'm excited to play against him and Don Troliano, and I think it'll be a good matchup for sure.
Coach, you seem to have gotten a bonus with Arvin Tolentino.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. I mean, Arvin's absence was huge for us, and a really difficult void for them to fill. And you could see he was trying. Coach Bonnie was trying to do, you know, put different guys out there, trying to figure out who could fill that spot. And Arvin lit us up for 27 points last time we played him a couple weeks ago. I think we were their last game actually, and. So he lit us up for 27 points. So a lot of our game plan was based on him being there, and we were surprised when he wasn't. I'm not going to say I wasn't happy about it, because when I saw him in street clothes, I go, well, that's good for us. But you know, I'm hoping he can get healthy and play. Yeah, he was a big part of what we did when he was with us.
Thank you, Coach Tim. Thank you, Jamie. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.